I drink pee.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
The ex reached out to me.
Ooh. You said, why should I take advice for somebody in a wheelchair? Did you say that?
Yeah.
I will break your face.
Hello, my Panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. The day is finally upon us. It is part 1 of the tell-all for Before the 90 Days, Season 7. And let me just tell you right now, it was an absolute show. So this recap might be a little bit long, but I'm gonna do my best to cover it all for you. So with that said, sit down, buckle up, and get ready for one hell of a ride. Loren is on his way to the tell-all, and he takes a break to sit down and talk to some pigeons like an insane person.
Doing? Hey, Bird, I'm Loren. You guys come here often? No?
Look at that! Even the rat birds don't want to listen to this man talk. He's not super looking forward to the tell-all, and he's like, you know what? I think I'm just misunderstood. Like, sure, I have some unconventional views, but this is my relationship. Why do they care so much? Buddy, we do not give a shit about your unconventional views like wanting to be in a non-monogamous relationship or liking it up the butt. That is not why we all want to throw you into a giant tank filled with piranhas, okay? You are a shit stain on the underwear of humanity. You are dishonest, you are manipulative, you are selfish, you are creepy, you are mean, and you are so gross.
Well, wish me luck, guys. I mean, I know you guys aren't gonna on me like the rest of the people today. See you later, guys.
Brian is heading over, and he says that he's pretty anxious, but he does have a ton of shit to get off of his puffed up chest. And he's like, I know Ingrid is gonna play the victim, but I'm gonna expose her for who she really is, and I, for one, cannot wait to see her crash and burn.
I mean, I got my issues, no doubt, but Ingrid's no angel, and I want the world to see that.
Brian meets Loren, and he's like, dude, Loren needs to slow down. Like, what is this man even doing with his life?
You're open like Danny, slinging hash every 24 hours, bro. Slow down.
I'm gonna assume that he is talking about Loren's propensity to stick his wiener in anything that is warm and not dead yet. But sir, haven't you been engaged / married like a bajillion times? Maybe you should, like, I don't know, take your own advice? Brian is like, bro, your dick is gonna fall off if you are not careful. And Loren is like, actually, your dick can't fall off from gonorrhea. And Brian is like, yeah, I know. It was a turn of phrase, you fucking weirdo.
I don't understand you, Loren. I hope you learn from all this and you come at it a different way next time, bro.
Again, take your own advice. Joe comes in next, and he's pretty nervous about all of the shit that might be said about him, and he's like, I don't really know if I'm ready for all of that, but I'm also a pretty likable guy, so I don't even know if people are really gonna have that much shit to say about me. Oh, baby boy, they will find it. If anything, they are gonna rag on you for still not being able to pronounce your girlfriend's name correctly.
I think Magna trusts me. I think we're all right. We'll have to see, I don't know.
Joe is not really expecting anyone to have his back at this thing, and he tells us that he doesn't really care about anyone else's opinion, probably because they all suck.
I would never take advice from, like, Loren or Brian or any of them.
All right, so Joey isn't entirely clueless. Like, he knows a heaping pile of human garbage when he sees it. Niles is super nervous about having his relationship scrutinized, not only by a bunch of strangers, but by a bunch of strangers he does not respect.
Opinions are like asses. Everyone has one, but the one I'm concerned with is Matilda's and mine.
Vanya walks in, and I swear, Loren looks at her like he's gauging if he can get her to sleep with him so that he has yet another potential place to spend the night for free. Then Niles walks in and introduces himself to everyone else.
Ryan.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Loren.
That's right.
Tigerlily.
No!
You're blonde.
How do you confuse Vanya and Tigerlily? Like, okay, they both have blonde hair, but like, one of them is Asian. The real Tigerlily arrives, and surprise, Adnan is with her. He's like, the visa process was super fast for me, and thank God, because I love America.
I love living here in Texas, going to fishing, going to drive the cars.
And like, taking care of your newborn child. Right? Tigerlily is like, I know everyone's gonna think Adnan is controlling, because he is. But I don't care what they think. Adnan sits down with the others, and it is very clear that Vanya hates him.
I have a thing for men telling women what to do, how to behave, how to dress. It just seems very demeaning.
Adnan tells them that he is trying his very best to be a nice and good person, so do not disrespect him.
I will respect anyone who will respect me, but Anyone didn't want to respect me, will see same.
I like how he's basically saying, I am not a nice person, so do not even try to call me out on any of my problematic behavior because I will not take it well. And then, after demanding their respect, he looks at Loren and he's like, so, you're the one with the disease, right? And Loren is like, yeah, I had gonorrhea, but I am clean now. And Adnan is like, are you sure? Because if you're not, I'm gonna kill you.
I'm not sick now?
No, I'm not sick now.
You are sure you didn't have this disease?
No.
I have a family. I will kill you.
No, I know.
Even if he still had it, unless you are expecting him to raw dog you up the ass, you are fine. Brian is like, Adnan needs to take that stick out of his butthole and stop being so damn controlling.
This possessive, I can wear this, I can do that, you can't do this. It's insecurity, man, and it's not sexy.
The cast heads onto the stage, and this train wreck finally leaves the station. Sean does her little intro, and she's like, so, you all may have noticed that we are missing a couple.
Renee and Chitty will not be joining us tonight. We wish them both the very best.
No, we absolutely do not, okay? You take that right the fuck back. We do the traditional little round robin, and we get to see Tigerlily and Adnan's little bundle of joy.
Bobby and Daddy.
Very sweet.
And we get to see Faith absolutely glowing, and Sean asks them what the current state of their relationship is, and surprising everybody, Loren tells us that they did not speak for a month after they broke up, but after that, they started talking every single day.
You and Faith are back together. You're engaged now.
Correct.
What? Why? Then Sean asks Faith if Loren gave her the engagement ring back, and she tells us, no, I don't have it. You guys want to know why?
So I bought a Philippines box. The one with the rings was picked through by drug addict and stole the rings out of the box before I shipped it to her.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold up. Hold up.
What does that even mean? What the? This man is gonna make me have an aneurysm. Loren, that does not make any sense. If a drug addict opened that box with the intention of stealing from you, like not even a drug addict, okay, just anybody, they would just take the whole fucking box. Like you gave that ring to someone else, didn't you? I would say that you sold it, but I would bet my left ass cheek that you bought that ring at Claire's for $10. Anyway, Sean goes on to ask Faith if she considers herself to be an engaged woman.
Do you consider yourself engaged again to Loren?
No.
We say hello to Vea and Sunny, and Sunny sounds hella nervous. Like, we are only 2 minutes into this thing, and the man is already sweating bullets.
Hi.
Sunny, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
We then say hello to Vanya and Bojo, and Sean is like, how is it seeing Bojo after all this time? And Vanya is like, blech.
What is it like seeing Bojo today?
Disappointment, sadness.
We say hello to Joe and Magda, and obviously, Sean is like, do you know her actual name now?
In my defense, people in Poland call her Madja, so it gets a little confusing.
Okay. So, how many Polish people were around you calling her Maja the first 5 months of your long-distance relationship that led you to conflate the two? We move on to Niles and Matilda, and he sure did not get her to the US in the 4, oh wait, no, it was 5 months that he promised Mr. Archie would.
How long has it been since you have seen your husband?
It's been a long time.
10 months.
We move on to Brian and Ingrid, and thankfully, these two are still broken up.
We are broken up, but I'm with somebody new.
Yeah, you don't have to clarify that for us, okay? Like, we know you are never single because you are constantly dating multiple people at the same time without their knowledge. Ingrid is also dating someone new. Hopefully, he isn't just 3 giant turds in a trench coat pretending to be a decent person like someone we know. Round Robin is done, and we pivot to Faith and Loren so that we can get a little more into their nitty-gritty.
Are you officially back together as boyfriend and girlfriend?
Now, while Faith does not consider herself a betrothed woman, she does sadly confirm that the two of them are dating. And then she starts to cry.
What is making you so emotional right now?
You know that I love him, and this is my first relationship. It's very hard for me.
Vanya is like, okay, but do you think this is true love? And no, Faith absolutely does not. I mean, she doesn't explicitly say that, but she does go on to say that it's almost impossible for a trans woman to actually find love, and she feels like Loren is her only opportunity at getting that.
Loren has shown you who he is. I'm just gonna tell you, believe him. Believe what you have seen from him already.
Niles goes on to say that Loren behaved in a very threatening manner that night, and Loren is like, what? Girl, you are crazy.
Loren was clearly not getting his way. He started making threatening gestures.
Is that how it looked?
Do you hear yourself when you talk?
First of all, hate Loren. Second, I don't think Niles is wrong, but holy shit, he is coming at Loren super aggressively. I'm not saying I dislike it. I am just shocked that Niles was the first one to throw down a gauntlet.
Who thinks that Faith should have left Loren for good? Wow.
Sean asks Loren why he was stabbing his hand with a butter knife, and he's like, I was just fiddling. And of course, Brian does not see an issue with this behavior.
I thought Faith kind of overreacted because he was just kind of tapping and fidgeting with and I was like,
oh my God, Brian. Could you do me a solid? Rub those 2 brain cells in your head just a little bit harder. Faith is a trans woman who has personal experience and trauma to disingenuous men harming trans women when they do not get their way. So no, she's not overreacting. Niles continues to absolutely nail it with Loren by saying he knows exactly what he's doing and he does it all on purpose.
I think you do just to make people mad, and that's a form of power.
Loren has previously said in a Reddit post that he is playing a character and he knows every good TV show needs a villain. So yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. And he's not playing a character, okay? He is just being himself, and he's just saying he's playing a character so that he can excuse his shitty behavior and not be held accountable.
But why would I want to make people mad? I'm an assistant.
Okay, what, you think just because you zip up a couple of boots and deliver a few drinks, you're the second coming of Christ? Magda is like, you cheated on her so many times. How the hell is she supposed to trust you? And Loren is like, look, I have receipts.
I have a chat log, and it definitely says that I have physical sex with both my and my.
Hey guys, it is Editing Boba here, and at first I thought Loren was saying that he does it with both his pee-pee and his poo-poo, but now that I'm watching it again, I think he's saying that he was very specific in saying that he has sex with his roommate and his friend. But I don't know that for sure.
Loren is like, I told her I have sex, and at some point, that got lost in translation.
So what were you telling her? That you were sleeping and hoping to get lost in semantics?
Right, and she asked, does that mean sex? And I said yes.
Sean invites Esther onto the stage to try and provide some more insight into Loren. She says that Loren is so desperate for love that he jumps into relationships way too quickly, and while he's in one relationship, he's always playing the field so that he has a constant roster of backups in case something doesn't work out.
That just doesn't make sense that he's giving it all to a person that he considers himself to be in a relationship with, and then he's just going around and spreading the joy.
I do love that editing keeps showing us Brian's face in moments like these, because, like, of course he doesn't find anything problematic with his behavior. It's exactly like his. Esther does apologize to Faith because she felt like she should have pushed Loren more when she said he should elaborate when he told her, hey, I'm gonna be sleeping over my friend's house tonight, because what he really should have said is, hey, I'm letting my friend stick his pee-pee in my poo-poo so that I have a roof over my head tonight.
He said, she speaks English, she understands. I was like, oh.
Vanya is like, she shouldn't have to tell you not to sleep with other people. And Loren is like, when I told her I was, in my special way, she didn't say no.
So Loren, if nobody tells you to walk off a cliff, you're gonna walk off a cliff?
I would legitimately walk off a cliff.
I mean, no one's telling you not to walk off a cliff right now, so. Esther is like, Loren is a giant dumbass. He would fall for the dumbest scam and lose all of his money. And by would, she definitely means he did.
You had a one-way ticket. Did you buy the ticket specifically to see Faith?
No, it was part of a pyramid scheme.
So, okay. So what had happened was, Loren, quote unquote, fell in love with another trans woman from the Philippines. And she's like, I love you so much, buy a one-way ticket to the Philippines to come and see me. So Loren buys that one-way ticket, and he finds out that she was lying to him. She was not trans, she was just a cisgender woman who stole all his money and ended up ghosting him.
Faith, did you know all this?
You know about she owes me money.
Yeah, he told me she owe you lots of money.
It kind of sounds like Loren told her the scam part, but not the I was actually going to the Philippines to marry her part, which for Loren is so on brand that it hurts. So Loren and Faith have been apart for 11 months, and Sean is like, okay, Loren, well, have you banged anyone else during those 11 months? And he says, yes, he has banged one person. Gonorrhea girl.
During the 1 week we were apart, I did have sex. With the girl that gave me gonorrhea.
You went back to the girl that gave you gonorrhea?
Anyway, we see some never-before-seen footage, and just watch it.
I drink pee, right?
What?
You want to do like sex?
I can't imagine that, my boyfriend's drinking my pee.
I'm not gonna kink shame. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna yuck somebody's yum. And then Niles keeps going off on Loren.
There are 5 types of people in this world. You are the last 2 that I cannot stand. Stupid and evil.
Esther is like, how is Loren evil? And listen, I think Niles is going a little too hard, but Esther, girly, really? Brian looks at Faith and he's like, are you not breaking up with him because you need his money?
Loren, how much money have you sent Faith?
I think like $8,000 to $10,000.
Yeesh.
And Brian is like, I mean, I'm not calling her a scammer, but it kind of sounds like she's putting up with a lot of bullshit because she's benefiting in a very big way. First of all, Faith did not ask for any of it, okay? And Loren is very clearly being generous so that he can manipulate her later, because if he was sending her all of this shit because he genuinely cared about her, he would not treat her as terribly as he does.
He's trying to be a good person.
But he hurts her with everything he says and does. He might help her financially, but emotionally, this girl is like destroyed.
Loren is like, if she is emotionally destroyed, that is entirely on her, okay? She is the one who needs to be more open with me.
If she said stop, he will stop.
Instantly. The moment she tells me no, it's no.
That's great. But Esther, answer me this one thing. How the fuck is she supposed to know to tell him to stop doing something if she does not know what he's doing because he is lying about it? Anyway, Loren is like, I'm gonna keep sending her money because I care about her. And Joe is like, LOL, does she like send you pee in a bottle as payment? And then Loren goes on and on and on about how he really likes to drink pee because when you go down on a lady and she squirts, he likes to drink that.
So that has to do with when girls when you go on them. It's a reaction from a sexual act.
Oh my God.
So that's essentially pee, and that's when you drink it.
I wish I was making this shit up, but I am just not.
No, it's not.
You've never
It's not pee.
Sure it is. It's pee.
It is absolutely not. I mean, maybe for Loren, those girls were actually peeing, but they sure as hell were not squirting. Sean is like, okay, let us take a breather from these 2. Thank God. And we move on to Vanya and Bojo. We get to rewatch some clips and they watch him tell her that he sees her as just a friend, and Brian is like, damn bro, you coulda just lied. And I don't love how Bojo handled a lot of the stuff that went down, but one thing I did like is he told her fast as hell that he was not attracted to her. Lying to her and pretending just to have her go home and then ghost her would have been so much worse.
When I do the texts, I was doing sometimes jokes. I called her, what's up, wifey? How you doing?
Bojo again says that he just did not feel any chemistry, which is totally valid, okay? I am not mad that he liked her, met her, and then didn't like her anymore, okay? I'm mad because he did all of that, and then he made her feel like she was crazy for thinking that they were anything more than just friends.
Actually, I sensed that she's out of my league, and I was trying to be respectful.
And Joe is like, nah, bro, tell us the truth. Sean brings up his ex-girlfriend and she's like, did you ever reconnect with her after you got back together with Vanya? And he's like, yeah, we stayed in touch because we are friends.
We reconnected as a friends.
Well, I don't know, but
You
she
know.
reached out to me.
The ex reached out to you?
The ex reached out to me.
So, apparently his ex-girlfriend reached out to Vanya because she was not sure if Bojo was lying to her and dating both of them at the same time. Hi, Vanya. This is Bojo's ex-girlfriend. I'm wondering if you could tell me when you guys started talking and how often. He was supposedly going to propose to me in December, but I broke up with him first, and I think he was talking to you then. I feel like he emotionally cheated on me with you for an entire year, and he refuses to be honest about it. Sean is like, Bojo, now would be a good time to try and defend yourself, okay? So Bojo again says he does not sit in 2 chairs at once, but there may have been some overlap when he was talking to these 2 ladies, but he definitely wasn't dating them at the same time.
Math is a mathing.
Math is a mathing, huh?
I think he doubled up at least at some point.
So, my opinion, Bojo absolutely dated them at the same time. Adnan is like, okay, so are you dating someone right now?
Guys, deepest apologies. I will have to leave this conversation because I'm late 2 hours on a meeting.
Buddy, if you are 2 hours late to a meeting, that meeting is over.
Thank you, Bachi Abrachi. We'll make it up to you.
Not all right.
Really gotta go.
Look at
Apologies,
this.
guys.
Since Bojo is now gone, we pivot over to Tigerlily and Adnan. Thayer no longer has power of attorney, and Adnan is not happy about it.
I did it in Jordan, not in US.
So
I have a
wise.
businesses there in the Middle East.
Adnan says he gave Thayer power of attorney so that he can make decisions about Adnan's business ventures while he is in the US.
If it was limited to business only,
It
then
was
I
not
could see, but if it
was everything.
Adnan isn't happy about it, but he would rather take back power of attorney than get a postnup because he thinks a postnup will, quote-unquote, open the devil's door, which I think just means it gives room for doubt and mistrust.
I would want to do everything in my power to protect what I have.
Why you didn't protect yourself from this both of men they're living?
That is not the same thing, okay? She did not marry any of those men, and let's be honest, Girly is a boss bitch. She would 100% have a prenup. Vanya takes this very unnecessary jab with Grace, and she tells him emotional pain is easier to get over than financial ruin. Then we get to revisit some clips where Adnan is like, "Aw, my little baby, your brain is so teeny tiny. You know women can't have autonomy." And then Sean is like, "Tigerlily, this entire season, you were talking nonstop about how Adnan is super controlling, and today, with Adnan right next to you, you are kind of riding the Adnan is right about everything train a little too hard."
Why is it that you are not feeling, it seems comfortable, expressing those same feelings?
I think it depends what it is.
Vanya calls Adnan out and she's like, "You have no idea how much effort Tigerlily has put in to change her lifestyle so that she fits into your little box." And Adnan really does not like being called out.
I mean, it just looks like he's dismissing her emotions, bobbling his head right now. That's unnecessary.
Wow, he is a giant toddler. Whenever she says something he doesn't like, he just parrots it back in a super condescending, mocking tone.
Your mind is so small.
Wow.
Wow.
Adnan defends himself and he's like, "We do not let our problems fester like you weirdos, okay? We fix it right then and there. So yeah, sometimes she's gonna change for me. And you know what? I'm happy and she is happy too."
Do you feel that you are a controlling person?
I'm controlling, I am responsible. I want to do a best for my family.
Nope. Being a responsible person does not include dictating your wife's actions, limiting her freedoms, disregarding her autonomy, and making unilateral decisions, okay? You want to know what does? Being a controlling person. Sean then shows us some never-before-seen clips of Tigerlily asking Adnan's mother for advice about their marriage. She tells her that she will do everything she can to make her son happy, but she would really like to know her perspective on what some of the rules are in a Muslim marriage.
انت حرة بحياتك وهو حر في حياته ما في حدا يتحكم بالثاني هل عدنان بيحط عليك قوانين.
So Tigerlily tells her that she's dressing a lot more modestly now because Adnan told her that she has to, and his mom tells her that she does not have to do this because she is not an Arab woman, so no one is going to expect her to do that.
أنا وعدنان أو أنا أي حدا من أولادي ما بسمح لهم إنهم يضطهدوا.
Adnan is watching this clip and he's like, "Yeah, oppression and controlling are two different things, okay?" Which, like, yeah, but also no. Because you are using your religion to justify devaluing your wife simply because she is a woman and you think that women are inherently dumber than men. And that is something that we like to call gender-based oppression. And it just happens to manifest for you in controlling behavior. His mom goes on to say that no woman should ever be subordinate to a man.
These rules are not based on Adnan's religion, but based on Adnan's desire.
Adnan is like, "You guys do not know Arabic. You are all misunderstanding. My mother means I should never hit her or beat her."
That's ittihad.
Okay,
What's
so everybody else is wrong,
not
but not you.
And then Sean is like, "Okay, well then Tigerlily, why don't you tell us your thoughts on what his mom said?"
I'm trying to think of how to phrase this in the best way. It didn't even...
Tigerlily carefully goes on to explain his behavior away. She's like, "Adnan is controlling, but like in a positive way. Like he doesn't want me to talk to any man ever in any capacity because he wants to positively reinforce our marriage."
Who here thinks that Adnan considers Tigerlily his equal?
Oh, okay, Natalie. Maybe we tone it down with the maniacal laughing. Joe points out that it is painfully clear Adnan is tense as fuck, and Tigerlily is definitely holding back because she does not want to piss him off.
You want me to leave and let her to talk what she wants?
I mean, hey, that's not a bad idea.
Adnan then storms off and he calls them all stupid. Tigerlily tells them she's not holding anything back, and Adnan left to prove to them that what she has to say will not change.
Your outfit's beautiful and everything, but you're like a hair away from a burqa.
She explains that she's wearing a very modest dress today because she just had a baby and she is not comfortable wearing skin-tight clothing. But if she was, Adnan would have zero issue with it. Girlie, wear all the modest clothes you want to, but do not sit there and try to lie to us and tell us that Adnan would have zero issue if you came to this tell-all wearing a bodycon dress.
She's like looking to me when she answers anything. That's nice for my wife. She's respect her husband.
The issue is not that Tigerlily looks to you for your opinion or your advice anytime that she has to answer a question, okay? The issue is that if she does not do that, you get mad. Everyone takes a break and Tigerlily checks up on Adnan.
My princess, hi, my queen. What do you say to them? What do you tell them?
And she's like, just normal stuff. And then she tells us everyone is just jealous of them.
I think that the other couples are just hating on us because we have a successful relationship.
You know what? Success is a subjective thing. You go, honey boo-boo. You leave that bar on the ground right where you found it. Vanya is with Loren and Brian talking about how she would take absolutely zero shit from a man who told her she has a small brain.
If there's no respect in a relationship, there's no relationship.
So you don't think Adnan respects her?
No.
Oh, baby girl. Possibly the two worst people to try to have a conversation with regarding respect in a relationship and, like, not thinking women are beneath them. Adnan rejoins the group and he is like, why don't you guys like me? And Vanya is like, it is not okay to tell your wife that she is stupid.
It's not okay to tell to your wife that she has a small mind.
This opinion, this is the different opinion.
Yeah, so he doesn't apologize. And he's not like, no, I don't think Tigerlily's stupid. He literally says, you all think she's smart, and I do not agree. Brian tries to tell him that he is going to change as he grows and that when he was in his 20s, he was just like Adnan. He was a stubborn ass with a ginormous ego.
You can't understand me. You 20, you shooting and you are in the chair. Nobody shooting give me.
Listen, don't let your ego you, man.
Everyone heads back on stage except for Tigerlily and Adnan. Adnan is like, baby, I do not know why no one can understand us. I was being so super respectful, but you know what? No more Mr. Nice Guy.
And I hope nobody can say any to you and anything to make you feel bad because I don't want to kill anybody today, okay?
Sean moves on to Niles and Matilda and asks him why it's taking him so long to get Matilda to the States. And he's like, you know what? It takes a really long time to get a visa when you are broke. And he can't ask his parents for help because they still do not approve of their relationship because they still think Matilda is a scammer.
I'm like, I don't have any money. I don't have any money for her to take.
She could be using it to come to America, though.
And then Brian is like, would you still love Niles if he lived in Peru?
Would you love him the same and want to move to Peru with him?
I love him for him. If like he can come and stay in Ghana, I'll be very happy.
Adnan and Tigerlily come back, and Adnan is like, let me teach all you little lemmings about a little thing called respect. And Vanya is like, LOL, no.
When you tell somebody that they have a small mind, that's not a way to show love and respect to your...
And then Sean is like, Adnan, did you tell Brian that you are not going to take advice from him because he is in a wheelchair?
You said, why should I take advice for somebody in a wheelchair? Did you say that?
Yeah.
He does go on to specify that he's not going to take advice from Brian because of the lifestyle choices he made that ultimately led him to be in a wheelchair.
He's not take care about his family. He going, hang out, take drugs, drinking, coming back to house, drinking, going to cheating with his wife.
Brian is like, you are so immature. And Adnan is like, la 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 la, I can't hear you.
I'm sure your wife would love a more mature Adnan.
I'm not putting words in your mouth.
I'm asking you, would you like a mature Adnan?
I think he's fine.
Niles tries to tell Adnan that he's wrong, and Adnan is like, Matilda, if you go out in a tight dress and other men look at you, would Niles be okay with that?
You will feel jealous.
I've never felt jealous of that.
Have jealousy?
Jealousy is very human, all right? Everybody experiences it. The important thing is that if Niles does feel jealousy, he isn't gonna let that limit her freedom and her ability to make choices for herself, okay? He would probably bring it up to her and they would both come to some sort of compromise together. I don't really know what kind of point Adnan was trying to make with this whole thing, but he did not make it. I mean, he definitely thinks he did, but he didn't.
Thank you. What we have? We have Sugar Daddy and Matilda. What we have?
Wow. I will break your face.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. Holy moly cannoli, that was a whole ass show. I feel like I just watched monkeys throwing their feces at each other for 2 straight hours. Like, I feel like that was a 2-hour-long dick swinging contest where all of the contestants had no wieners. I hope that some of these people shut up just a little bit more for part 2, but I don't know. They really like to hear the sound of their own voice, so... Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this recap, and if you did not, please just lie to me and tell me that you did. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, give this video a big thumbs up, and please sound off in the comments below. I want to read everything you thought about this one. Be sure to tune in for part 2 next week. I cannot wait to see you there. And as always, thanks for not letting me ride this absolute train wreck alone. Bye!